Hello, hello, hello. Good morning and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. Here we are at another coffee stream. And unfortunately, I need to go grab a cup of coffee. So, what we will do is we will play another song. So here we go.
Press pause.
Feeling Canadian today.
Adobe Flash Player Install Manager is launched in the background.
Oh, shut up.
Where the great plains begin, at the 100th meridian, at the 100th meridian, where the great plains begin. Driving down a corduroy road, weeds standing shoulder high, their skin is rusty, off in the distance. At the 100th meridian, at the 100th meridian, at the 100th meridian, where the great plains begin. Gigantic, hard-hinged and haunted. A generation so much dumber than his parents came crashing through the window. A raised face along the line of a road. Teary and a muddy old sky. The wires whistle their approval. Up down the distance. At the 100th meridian. At the 100th meridian. At the 100th meridian. Where the great plains begin. At the 100th meridian. At the 100th meridian. At the 100th meridian. Where the great plains begin. I remember Buffalo. And I remember Buffalo. It would seem to me, I remember every single fucking thing I know. If I die of vanity, promise me they bury me someplace I don't want to be. You'll dig me up and transport me unceremoniously away from the swollen breeze, garbage bag trees, whispers of disease, acts of enormity, and lower me slowly and sadly in poverty. Get right clear to see my unity. At the 100th meridian, at the 100th meridian, at the 100th meridian, where the great plains begin.
Press play.
Hi, everyone. We're back. Thank you for indulging my patriotism there. Good morning, Churchy. Good morning, Chadwick. Hope everyone's doing well. I have my caffeine, which is going to be helpful because I had to take some muscle relaxants this morning because my back is killing me. So, yeah, this will be a fun stream. Blind Press is nicely drugged, and this will be fun. So the reason we have this stream title, and before we get into the news, which is all from either hashtag Blind Press Reads or from the Discord, as promised. Oh, and Churchy, I still need to set your rules. I will do that as soon as the stream is over, so you can post and stuff in the Discord. I wanted to address the BetterHelp situation again. Monster for you today. Monster's always good. I've never had Monster, actually. Doing well. Hope you feel better. Thanks, Churchy. So I watched Philip DeFranco's video yesterday on the BetterHelp, on his involvement on the BetterHelp thing, and it's really not sitting well with me. I don't know if any of you guys watch Philip DeFranco. or have watched. Hello, Costin. You missed the hip. I had to grab a cup of coffee, so I put on the 100th Meridian. Because, yeah, it was Canadian Thanksgiving yesterday, so. There's my commentary on the song. Hi, Nico. Everyone's filing in. Good to see, good to see. So basically, Philip DeFranco's take on this thing is that he's trying to do a third-party ad agency type of deal with his company, and he's basically trying to use it to help, as what he says is to help other people get advertising. So that's why his name kept showing up in other YouTubers as BetterHelp referrals. Still in bed. My cat Link doesn't want me to get up just yet. Aw, you have a cat named Link. That's adorable. So he's basically saying that he's not partnering with BetterHelp specifically, but he's partnering with BetterHelp. And he said that his explanation for the terms of service was that his lawyers explained it to, or their lawyers explained it to him as it's just a legal precaution. If it's just a legal, that is the dumbest fucking excuse I've ever heard. So basically, they're saying that they're using that language to protect themselves. So basically, why don't all counseling services say, we don't, and I don't trust Philip DeFranco. Hi, it's Gunfox. He's showing up so he can get paid. Yep. And I don't trust Philip DeFranco. I used to be an avid watcher, but something changed in him, and I can't stand him. Yeah, something did change. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something has changed. Greed. Yeah. Ah. Um, I. You mean real Thanksgiving? Yes, I do. um, so basically, either he truly believes these lawyers, in which case he's absolutely retarded. Because if that were the case, then every walk-in counseling service would say, we can't guarantee that our counselors are trained, which is absolute bullshit. If you're a counseling service, online or not, you should be guaranteeing that your therapists are trained. And to put in terms of service, that your counselors aren't going to be trained, and then when people call you out on that, your reason is, oh, it's just for protection and it's just legalese, basically. And yeah, I saw a few news stories, Gunfox. I picked up quite a few of them from all of today's news stories are either from Blind Press Reads hashtag or from Discord, Gunfox. So there are quite a few of yours in the news lineup today. I just wanted to cover this really quickly before we got into that because it's really bothering me. Like, as somebody who, and I hate to do this, as somebody who has mental health issues, who has depression, um, and Philip DeFranco himself says he's used the service. I don't know if I buy that. Like, I'm sure he could have at some point needed counseling. But I mean, how it's so like how can you believe a lawyer's, oh, that's just legalese. That's, of course our therapists are trained. Well, then why would you specifically say you can't guarantee that? And why, like, yeah, Philip said that he said that he canceled all of the sponsorships, but it's just like, are you new? I'll be at work tomorrow. Ah, okay. Um, but seriously, are you that naive, or like how much are they paying you? Those are my two go-to options. Either he's truly that naive, or he's getting a lot of money from this. Um, and it would be really unfortunate to see Philly D um go money hungry. It really would. Um, because as Churchy said, he used to be really like he used to be one of the guys that exposed shit like this. He used to be, like a hard hitting sort of alternate reporter. And something has changed, and I can't, like I said, I can't put a definitive time on when it changed, but something has changed in Philly D, and it's not a nice change. Um, but that's my little take on his update video. Now, you guys need to pay attention to the DeFranco staff. It's all a whole bunch of people that have been debunked or ex BuzzFeed. Oh, really? Yeah, it doesn't sound smart to play with dice with someone's mental health. No. Good morning, Robert Burke. I go see the VA for all my physical and mental health stuff, but I can tell you, unless they have the credentials, they shouldn't be seeing people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. It's it's uh it's sad. It really is sad because he was a great reporter. And I think all this fame and reach is going to his head. And it sucks. But it just goes to show you that humans don't do well with that kind of power. Now, let's go to all of my I've DM'd myself all of the stories I wanted to cover here. Let's see here. Where should we start? All right, let's go with Nico's story first. It's a few days old, but I think it's still guys, there are like 20 news stories on her Discord, and a few of them deal with Canada. Yeah, they do. I don't think I picked any of the Canadian ones though, Gunfox. I picked a few of I picked one of them from this morning. I know that. Um, I think it was one of the Fox News ones. Yeah. Yeah, I've grabbed a few from your news bomb there. Let's see here. Okay. So Nico sent this to me over the weekend via the hashtag Blind Press Reads. Whoa, Nikki Haley resigned? Okay, we'll cover that one as soon as this story's over. If I can find the stupid headline. Come on, story. I just want to find the story. Why did you take me to the bottom of the page? That's not very helpful. All right.
Heading level 1. High school halftime outrage. By link. Rob Dreher. Bullet. Visited. Link. FB. Visited. Link. October 6, 2018.
So this is from
5:30
Saturday. Saturday? Yes, Saturday.
FB. Like Twitter tweet bot G plus. Link. Image. Link. Image. The culmination of an MS high school band's halftime show Friday night. Jackie Kennedy Malone /Facebook.
MS. So that'll be MS. What state is MS? Come on, I know this. Mississippi? No. Tell me, what state is MS, people? I will check Discord. Anyone, what state is MS? I feel like an idiot now.
Link. This is outrageous. Beyond outrageous. Photos from a Mississippi high school band's halftime performance are going viral, with thousands of people outraged over the content. The performance by Forest Hill High School depicted students dressed as doctors and nurses holding other students dressed as SWAT team members at gunpoint with replica guns. You are currently...
What the fuck?
The halftime performance took place during a game at Brookhaven High School. Forest Hill High School is located in the heart of Jackson, and Brookhaven High School is about 1 hour south of that. You are, according to WLBT, just last week. Link. 2 Brookhaven police officers were killed in the line of duty when they were responding to a call. Block quote level 1. The officers were identified as 31-year-old Zach Moak and 35-year-old James White. Suspect Marquis Aaron, 25, is in police custody.
Wow. Wow. That's at any point in any case, like regardless of whether the city just suffered the deaths of 2 policemen in the line of duty or not, that's not something you play out. At a halftime show in high school, you're gonna play out doctors and nurses pretending to shoot up cops? No, Massachusetts is MA. I was right, it was Mississippi. The state of multiple sclerosis. Drink your coffee. No, Missouri's MI, I believe. Or is that Michigan? I don't know.
The dead officers were white. The alleged shooter is black. You are currently...
Who cares? I'm sorry, who cares what color they are?
Link. More. Jackson Public School Superintendent Dr. Eric L. Green released a statement on Saturday. On behalf of the Jackson Public School, JPS, District, I want to offer my deep and sincere apologies for the performance by the Forest Hill High School Band during Friday's football halftime show in Brookhaven. Based loosely on the movie, John Q., the band's performance depicted a hostage scene that included toy guns. JPS has a great deal of respect and appreciation for our law enforcement partners. The band's performance does not depict the values and people in our community, and was incredibly insensitive to the students, families, law enforcement officials, and the entire Brookhaven community. For this, we sincerely apologize to all, and we pledge to do better in the future. You are currently on the...
What's going to happen to the band, though? Liberals care what color they are. MI is Michigan, yeah.
We have taken some initial actions in response to this matter, and you have my commitment that we will investigate it fully and take additional appropriate action with respect to procedures and personnel.
Wow, that's some vague ass word salad. Holy crap. Oh, Missouri's MO. Okay. Today on Blind Press's coffee stream, we go through all the states and what their acronym or what their letters or their short letters combinations are. Cuz that's a thing that happens today apparently. Oh, look, I've just thrown my phone on the floor. It's kind of hard to monitor chat that way, isn't it? Yeah, I think them muscle relaxants are starting to kick in. Oh boy.
If they don't fire that band director, they're out of their minds. You are currently on a text element
Yeah.
inside of webcom. Many people are saying on Facebook that if those kids had brought those toy guns to school, they would have been expelled. Yet they brought them onto the field for a halftime show that featured a pantomime of executing a police officer holding a police officer at gunpoint.
It's not wrong.
What is wrong with those hate-filled kids? What is wrong with the hate-filled adults who taught them to do that? You are currently... What will the consequences be for this act? Because there had better be some. Update. Reader Ryan. Third part update. Reader Ryan Booth points out that this scene does not depict the execution of a police officer, but rather holding him at gunpoint. Though doing that in a halftime show, with fake guns, is outrageous all the same. That is a meaningful difference. I apologize for having described it otherwise, and have corrected my comment above.
See, and that's journalistic integrity. They're right there. He fucked up, he corrected himself, and put an update. But still, regardless of whether they were holding the... Damn, and I'm on the road. Is that a hint? Here. Hold on. Hold on, Pancalo. With the "and I'm on the road" and the winky face. Oh, what did I do? There. That's the most ridiculous, like, I'm gonna ask Pancalo about halftime football shows in a second, because if he can come on. Because this is really, really lewd, as Nico says. It's... I don't even, like, I've never went to sports shows or spirit crap in high school, but that's just... I'm kind of lost for words on that story. Fuck, I hate liberals. The football halftime shows, I don't watch them at all. Yeah, that's just not how that works in my mind. I really do hope that they take some action, at least against the band director, because that's completely inappropriate. Pink Hollow, are you not able to come on? You have been invitated. Yes, I just said invitated. Oh shit. No, don't go to Twitter. You were supposed to go to Discord. Get that breaking news. I swear, I know what I'm doing. Playing football, we never saw the shows. We were too busy getting screamed at in the locker room. Well, that sucks.
Stupid
Trump
Google.
has accepted. Oh, hello.
Hold on. You're getting an echo. How about now?
That's better.
Okay. I'm not on Wi-Fi this time, so I'm using data.
You're
So
coming in much better.
good. Football halftimes, I don't know shit about because when we played football, we didn't pay attention to the halftime shows. We were in the locker room getting our asses chewed out.
Well, you. Okay, so.
I wasn't a cheerleader, so I wouldn't know anything about that shit.
It's a Michael Hatfield. Hello.
Well, what are you asking?
Oh, I was gonna ask you, what would be what are freaking halftime shows supposed to be like? But you wouldn't know.
No, and as far as I knew, no. They were supposed to be happy and joyous. There wasn't supposed to be a sense of sadness. It was supposed to be to promote because it's not the NFL; it's high school.
Well, and wouldn't it be?
But
wouldn't it be supposed to be more school spirit based and not trying to
precisely.
reenact movie scenes?
And the fact of John Q is nothing about killing cops. He took a surgical staff hostage because of his kid being sick. I love that movie. John Q is a good movie. It angers me that they decided to do that.
So they used. So they're saying that they did they're doing a John Q reenactment, but the nurses in their reenactment, the nurses and doctors were pointing the guns at the cops.
Yeah, that's not John Q. That sounds like John Wick.
Yeah.
That's the thing. No, that's not John Q.
And
John Q is a really good psychological drama about a father trying to, at his last wit's end, trying to get surgery for his son. That's what it's about, and he takes the hospital hostage. It's a good story. A lot of people didn't like it, but unfortunately, that it showed a lot of the truth. But no, you can't reenact it like that. He only had the gun. Nurses didn't have any guns.
Chadwick says it's more than likely that they do marching band competitions and they were just showing the parents in the audience what they were going to do next. Well, I think that's a pretty shitty timing.
Still not a good idea.
And
still inaccurate.
Using that as a football halftime show, especially in that community, you can't tell me the band director didn't know about that.
Who wrote this? Michael B. Jordan? The question is, who actually wrote it? Was it a student that wrote it, or is the leader of the flag girls a blacktivist? because that's the only reason you would do something like that, would be for an activism standpoint.
Yeah.
For something that, just like all of them, there's no reason for any of this. Fucking Western problems. Well, sorry, it's the truth. I'm tired of this. That whole thing over Kavanaugh is just ridiculous. All all of those people just wasting their lives arguing over whether or not he touched chick's boob in high school. Oh no. And then I heard serial rapist this morning, and I couldn't help but laugh. But yeah, it's just, this makes the high school thing. No, like, watch, it's what's going to happen. The high school should stick to writing stuff that is original, even if it's for band competitions and shit. Write your own shit. Stop trying to plagiarize. That's all they do. It's next topic.
Well, I'm looking at Gunfox's story about Nikki Haley's resignation.
Who's that?
The ambassador to the U.S. ambassador, or the U.S. diplomat, I think, or no, the U.S. Secretary of
The U.S. Secretary of Weight?
Remind me of who Nikki Haley is. Is she the diplomat? Gunfox?
Is it the ambassador of weight gain or the ambassador of weight loss?
Let me try and find this stupid.
Okay, I'm gonna go before the broker calls.
All right.
Like I said, I can't stick. I don't know what happens. Sometimes this interrupts it, sometimes it doesn't, and I can't risk it. I'm empty right now, so
Yeah.
I wasn't. And I see that joke went over your head, so it's okay. But I love you, and I will talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. UN ambassador, right? That's who she is.
U.S. Heading Level 3. Scoop. Trump has accepted Nikki Haley's resignation. U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley to the UN. Photo. Nikki Haley pictured at a press. U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley to the UN. Photo. End. U.S. President Trump has accepted Nikki Haley's resignation as UN ambassador, according to two sources briefed on their conversation. The timing of her departure is still unclear. The president promised a big announcement with her at 10:30 a.m. What we're hearing, Haley discussed her resignation with Trump last week when she visited him at the White House. These sources said. Her news shocked a number of senior foreign policy officials in the Trump administration. You are current.
This is weird. Why is she resigning, I wonder?
Joles collapsed. Background. Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, was easily confirmed 4 days after President Trump's inauguration in 2017. She has overseen Trump's shift in dealing with the UN, including the U.S. exit from the UN Human Rights Council, which Haley called the organization's greatest failure. You are worth noting. Haley wrote a link. Public opposite the editorial page in September, challenging the NY Times Anonymous opposite the editorial page. List 3 items. Bullet. I don't agree with the president on everything. When there is disagreement, there is a right way and a wrong way to address it. I pick up the phone and call him or meet with him in person. 1 of 3. Bullet. Like my colleagues in the cabinet and on the National Security Council, I have very open access to the president. He does not shut out his advisors, and he does not demand that everyone agree with him. I can talk to him most any time, and I frequently do. 2 of 3. Bullet. If I disagree with something and believe it is important enough to raise with the president, I do it, and he listens. 3 of 3. End of list. Editor's note. Get more stories like this in our weekly.
Weird. So there's not really any, it doesn't seem that there's a reason yet for her resignation. Yep, this is going to be the next uproar, whoever's going to be the next ambassador. Yep. I wonder if she was given pressure to step down from the opposition. I know that's kind of tinfoil hat, but it will be someone from Qatar. This is very interesting. I wonder why she's resigning. How weird. That's something to watch. That is definitely something to watch for. All right, let's go back to Twitter and get the DMs up because there's still some more stories to talk about. Well, it's way more interesting than Taylor Swift. Yeah. She was getting some heat for some private flights she was getting. Doesn't Trump still have a third Supreme Court nomination? I don't know. Nikki Haley was getting private flights from business people. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see here. FBI informant listed in deadly limousine crash in FBI informant listed as owner in deadly limousine crash in New York. Interesting. Oh shit! It's still set to gaming? Okay. Thank you for that. All right. Last update was 18 hours ago.
Heading level 1. FBI informant listed as owner of limousine in deadly New York crash. By. Link. Robert Gearty. Link. Vertical line. Link. Fake link. Link. Frame. Heading level 4. Link. Limousine crash killed 20 in New York. 20 people have been killed in the owner of the 20 people have been killed in a vehicle crash in the town of Shottery, NY. The owner of the limousine involved in a crash that killed 20 people in upstate New York over the weekend was the wire-wearing informant in 2 FBI terrorism stings, Fox News has learned.
Interesting.
The government credited Shah Hussein with rooting out radical Muslims at mosques in the New York cities of Newburgh and Albany while he was working as a well-paid FBI snitch. Hussein is listed as the owner of Prestige Limousine, which operated the 2001 Ford Excursion stretch limo that crashed Saturday in Shottery, NY, according to Link. Federal records.
So are they going to say that this was a retaliatory thing?
Which showed that 4 vehicles had been taken out of circulation by the company due to inspection failures in the past 24 months. You are currently on it. Shah Hussein, the owner of the limo company involved in the crash that killed 20 people, had served as an FBI informant in 2 terror stings, Fox News has learned. Image. Shah Hussein in art close icon 128 advertisement. The records list an address in Gansler, NY, that Hussein used when he filed for bankruptcy in Albany in 2003. The limousine was carrying 18 people when it blew a stop sign and crashed into a parked vehicle and 2 people at a county store. Everyone in the limo was killed. You are currently on a text link. New York crash victim text Valerie Abling told. Link. The Washington Post. That before the crash her daughter received a text message from her cousin Aaron Vertuxi, one of the victims, saying that limousine appeared in terrible condition. Vertuxi's new husband Shane McGowan was also killed.
So what's the scoop? What's the angle here? WTF, says Straight Seth Mail. Yeah. Either he was a shitty limousine owner and driver, or the angle is that the limousines were tampered with.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said Monday that the limousine driver didn't have an appropriate license to operate the vehicle.
Oh, snap. That would be number 1 then. Terrible limousine conditions and bad driving.
He also told reporters that the limo also failed an inspection last month conducted by the New York State Department of Motor Vehicle. The owner of the company had no business putting a failed vehicle on the road, Cuomo said. Prestige has a lot of questions to answer. You are currently On a text
Prestige, who's going to answer them?
Prestige was also slapped with a cease and desist order Monday to stop the company from operating as authorities continue to investigate the crash, the governor said. The person behind the wheel has been identified in reports as 53-year-old upstate New Yorker Scott Lacinikia. You are currently on one of the Newburgh for David Williams after his arrest in 2009. Image. One of Hussein became an FBI
The
informant.
Newburgh 4. I'm not familiar with that. Pink Hollow, do you want me to send this to you?
Link. Albany Times Union. He was taking payments from immigrants, some of whom could not read English, in a scheme to cheat on state exams to obtain driver's licenses. You are, as part of one of the FBI stings, Albany Imam Yassin Arif and an acquaintance who owned a pizza shop were accused of laundering money for Hussein in connection with the fictitious terror plot, the paper reported. They were convicted in 2006 and both sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. Hussein re-emerged as an FBI informant in 2009, when 4 Newburgh men were charged with conspiring to plant explosives outside 2 Bronx synagogues. Hussein befriended one of the men at a Newburgh mosque while posing as a wealthy businessman and then met the other 3 before implicating all of them in the terror plot.
So this guy was an FBI informant, but he's just as shady and crooked as Oh, okay. So he's just as fucking crooked as the people he was exposing. But because he was an informant, he was basically allowed to escape. And then this happened. Is my takeaway from what I'm reading here. People will be people. This goes all the way back to pre-9/11. Oh, shit. Wow. This is kind of crazy. I don't understand much about this type of stuff, so I'm gonna leave that where it is. My takeaway is that he's just as shady as the people he helped busted. And because he was informing, he got to continue his shady bullshit business practices, and 20 people are now dead. That is my takeaway from the situation. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting one to dig through. Yeah, I don't doubt it. That's how it works. They get one to turn on the other, and they let that one go. Yep. Informants a good part of the time give up info so that they can give up info so that they can avoid charges or have the government look the other way in what they're doing. Yeah. Well, if you dance with the devil, at some point the devil gives you the fork. Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. U.S. Marines commander in Australia let go after driving drunk. This is another one sent to us by Gunfox. This is
You are currently
from a day ago.
Heading level 1. U.S. Marines commander in Australia let go after being caught driving drunk. Greg Norman. Image. By. Link. Greg Norman. Link. Vertical link. Link. U.S. Marine called James Snell, 48. Speaks during an event in Darwin, Australia in April. Image.
So he's a U.S. Marines colonel.
U.S. Marine called James Snell, 48.
James Snell?
The officer in charge of more than 1,000. The officer in charge of more than 1,500 Marines in Northern Australia was relieved from duty due to a loss of trust and confidence after he was caught driving with a blood alcohol level of more than double the country's legal limit.
Jesus Christ. What's the Australian legal limit for blood alcohol level, I wonder?
Call James Snell, 48, pleaded guilty in the Darwin local court on Monday to driving with a back of 0.102% after his breath was tested.
0.102? LOL, let go. That's rich. That commander is basically done. He will lose a lot of ranks or be kicked out without benefits. 50,000. Okay, so your blood alcohol level is basically how they determine how drunk you are. In Canada, the legal limit is 0.08. 0.102. Okay, so even if Gunfox says blind press, all U.S. armed forces are still under U.S. laws, so even if no matter the nation, so they can get hit in that nation, and then the U.S. gets him. God damn. That's what it is in Michigan, too. Okay. If the drinking age is 14 and you are 19, still no drinky.
U.S. Marines First Lieutenant David Mansilla said Snell, the leader of the Marine Rotational Force in Darwin, was relieved of his duties on September 30th due to a loss of trust and confidence, and now Lieutenant Col Jeremy Brady will be officer in charge for the duration of the rotation. Snell later issued his own statement, saying one extremely poor personal decision should not overshadow the significant accomplishments made by the latest Marines rotation. You are currently on a solid foundation is established at the tactical, operational, and strategic levels. The future is ripe for continued growth, he said. That's what you're going to focus on when That happened when my old ship went to Newfoundland. Nobody under 21 was allowed to drink. Oh. I don't agree with that, honestly. I feel like if you're allowed to give your life for your country, you should be allowed to drink. Yeah, but my cousin was stationed in Germany when he was 19 and still couldn't drink. Yeah, but yeah, Street Sith Mail, I'll agree with you on there. There's basically no excuse for driving drunk, personal opinion. You're right. I agree with you. Snell driver's license, though, has been suspended for 6 months and he was fined $353. The Associated Press reported he had been drinking in a bar in Darwin's Mitchell Street nightclub precinct and was driving to his nearby home when he was pulled over for a random breath test. Magistrate Greg Kavanagh did not record a conviction because of Snell's good character and lack of previous offenses. Magistrates in Australia have the discretion to spare first-time offenders from having a police record under exceptional circumstances. You are currently on a text. That's not going to save him. Judging from what I'm reading in chat, that's not going to save him. Snell reported to both the Hawaii-based commander of Marine Forces Pacific, Lieutenant General Louis Craparata, and the commanding general of 3 Marine Expeditionary Force, Lieutenant General Eric Smith. About 4 hours later, they called him back to relieve him of his command, Snell's lawyer told the court. U.S. military forces have been stationed in Darwin through a Marine Rotational Force since 2012 as part of the President Barack Obama administration's pivot to Asia. The numbers are to eventually rise to 2,500 Marines. Darwin-based Marines are subject to curfews and are restricted to taking leave in small groups to reduce the risk of social disruption in the city, which has a population of 140,000. You are currently on a text element. Never ask a newbie a question, they'll answer with a 10-minute story. Yup. In the military, U.S. law trumps the other nation's laws. Makes sense. The largest contingent of Marines arrived in Darwin for 6 months in April. A Marine spokesman on Monday did not immediately respond to the Associated Press when asked when the 1,587 Marines were due to leave. The Associated Press contributed to this report. You are currently... So this guy got loaded and then tried to drive home. This is what happens when you sign your life over to the government. You have to abide by their laws.
Yeah, that's very true. That's whew, that's a sucky way to lose your command, but that's kind of your own fault. Don't drive drunk. Fairly simple. Either walk home or take a cab or something. Just don't fucking drive. And I think we're going to do the last story here. Lawsuit accuses Seneca Valley Mean Girls of targeting boy with false accusations.
Link. Image. Paul. Link. 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 Paul Pierce. Link. Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018, 12.
And this is from the 3rd of October, so it's a bit old, but it's still, I think because we were talking about mental health earlier today, I think it's relevant. So we'll read it.
Horizontal rule. Complimentary. Link. Link. Sign up for one of our email newsletter. End of. While Mean Girls Day is being marked Wednesday in End of. While Mean Girls Day is being marked Wednesday in reference to a mention of October 3rd in the popular 2004 cult movie, the parents of a former Seneca Valley High School student claim in a federal lawsuit filed this week that their teenage son was terrorized by false accusations made by 5 mean girls at the school. You are current.
Why would you celebrate a day in a stupid movie? It's completely his fault. He should live up to it, knowing that it was his choice. Yep, Chadwick, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Michael J. and Alicia Flood of Zeelanipple, Butler County, the parents of a teenage boy identified in the lawsuit as TF, seek unspecified civil damages against the girl's parents, the school district and Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldiner's office. The lawsuit, which includes the term mean girls, alleges they conspired in person and via electronic communication devices to falsely accuse TF of sexual assault on 2 occasions.
God damn, what is with this? Is there going to be a time where nobody, like, where the sexual assault allegations are just gonna be so thick and fast that real ones are just gonna be laughed at? Like, because we're already there pretty much.
Related. Link. Neither Goldiner nor Seneca Valley School officials returned calls seeking comment. The 26-page lawsuit, filed in Pittsburgh on the eve of Mean Girls Day, alleges that TF was forced to endure multiple court appearances, detention in a juvenile facility, detention at home, the loss of his liberty and other damages until several of the girls reluctantly admitted that their accusations were false this summer. You are currently on a tech...
Wow. And you people wonder why this is happening because you're celebrating Mean Girls Day? Why would you celebrate Mean Girls Day? What's the point in that? Yeah, it's going to be like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, which I doubt SJWs have read. Yep. Yup.
The lawsuit contends TF was bullied on multiple occasions by classmates. In one example, the lawsuit said students last year placed masking tape with the word predator written on it on his back without his knowledge during choir practice.
Holy
Are currently
fuck.
on a tech...
That poor fucking kid. Why? Yeah, that's a good question, Chadwick. Why? Why indeed? Why indeed? Because people have nothing fucking better to do with their lives. Because bullying is wrong unless you're a rich chick. Yep. Yep, Pinkalo, you hit it right on the head.
The lawsuit alleges the boy was further damaged from gender bias by school officials and Goldiner's office, which even after learning the girl's accusations were false did not take any action against the females involved, said attorney Craig Fishman of Pittsburgh, who represents the Floods. You are currently on
Wow,
the text element.
so the girls admit that they were lying. And they're still going to school there? Blind press. It will get to the point where girls can go around and point at guys and say, he raped me, and the guy won't know what the hell is going on. Yep. Not wrong, Glenn Fox. Not wrong at all.
TF was basically being tortured in school by the other students and investigators, but the administration was only focused on protecting the girls who were lying, Fishman said. Once the allegations were proven false, they really didn't care one bit about TF, and there has been absolutely no repercussions against the girls.
This is disgusting. My cat just jumped in the fish tank. In the words of the buffalo, of course! Oh, this just gets better. Yep. Growing up, girls were the biggest bullies. The school would let the cheerleaders get away with almost anything. Yep. Yep. All of the bullying I received in junior high school was all from girls. All of it. Although I did get my just desserts in 9th grade because one of the biggest bullies, all of her friends basically turned on her, lied about her, everything. And I was going to the washroom one day and she came in and was crying. And I came out of the stall and she actually had the fucking balls to try and cry to me about what was going on. And I yelled at her and told her she deserved it and left. So that was fun. Your cat could not take the retardedness from the school.
The teen boy is being homeschooled, Fishman said.
The teen boy is being homeschooled. I don't blame the poor kid.
According to the lawsuit, the first allegation occurred in July 2017 at an area swimming pool where TF worked as a lifeguard with then Seneca Valley High School graduate Megan Villegas, who is the only teenage defendant named in the lawsuit. The others are minors and are referred to only by initials, Fishman said. Villegas could not be reached for comment.
Of course not.
The lawsuit contends TF was charged with sexually assaulting a girl identified in the lawsuit as KS on the pool premises, and Villegas corroborated the KS claim by saying she was present during the alleged assault.
Then why didn't she? Oh my god. I was there! And I let it happen! Oh wait, it didn't happen at all. I lied.
TF was fired at the pool, Fishman said.
TF was fired
in a tape-recorded interview with school officials in 2017. The lawsuit alleges KS said she made the sexual assault claim against TF because I just don't like him. You are currently...
This is why you don't... This is... Oh my god. Okay, the frontal cortex is not done growing until 25. This is why you get retarded behavior like this from teenagers. This is why you get behavior like this from teenagers, because they don't fucking get the consequences of what they're doing. This is also why you don't let teenagers and children decide that they want to transition from one gender to another, but that is a different topic for a different time. When I was dealing with a year suspension and an in-school test, I heard the principal on the phone say a cheerleader should stay on the team even though she was caught smoking. This is one of those instances where the minor laws should not apply. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. But we should believe all women. Oh, exactly. I told you it was going to get better, and it's really going to get better. Just wait. Oh, God. Oh, God, Gunfox.
I just don't like to hear him talk. I don't like to look at him, KS reportedly disclosed in the recorded interview obtained by Fishman. You are current.
Yeah, well, guess what? I don't like to hear about you talking. I don't even hear this in your own voice, and I don't like to hear you talking. But you know what? I don't think you should be charged, or you should have false allegations leveled against you. Because the real ones are pretty bad, so you know. I hope your fucking parents get... I hope your parents get sued the fuck out of. I hope this lawsuit wins.
On October 2nd, 2017, KS told fellow students that she would do anything to get TF expelled and accused TF of sexual assault with school officials. The lawsuit states, TF was subsequently charged in juvenile court with indecent assault and 2 counts of harassment. You are
Jesus Christ. Just because she doesn't like him and doesn't like to hear him talk, she wants to do. Oh my God. What a rotten cunt. Seriously.
The Floods eventually agreed in late 2017 to a consent decree where he would not admit guilt but was required to stay out of trouble for 6 months and report to the county probation department. In March, another girl, identified as CS and a friend of KS, reported to a school counselor that the boy had walked into her home uninvited and sexually assaulted her. The allegations were supported by information from 2 other girls, identified as ES and HR, according to the lawsuit.
Who wants to bet that both of the girls, CS and KS, are named Candace? The ER or the ES girl is named Erin with an E, and Heather. Yep, that's my guess. Candace, Erin, and Heather. And Megan. Those are my because we know Megan's name, but my guess is these girls are Candace, Erin, and Heather. Any takers? Any takers? Because those are my guesses for their names. Yep, just because she doesn't like him, she decided she could ruin this kid's life. Yep. And mommy and daddy are probably rich enough to make this lawsuit. Just make this lawsuit payment. Like, I think the parents should be pressing charges, honestly, not suing.
On April 9th, Zelenapool police charged TF with indecent assault, criminal trespass, and simple assault. You are currently on it. On April 10th, TF was removed from class at Seneca Valley High School and placed in leg and wrist shackles by the Jackson Township Police with the assistance of juvenile probation officer Michael Trego. The lawsuit said.
Jesus Christ, the poor kid. He's probably... Holy fuck.
Trego testified at a hearing that TF was a threat to the community, and the teenager had to spend 9 days in a juvenile detention center before being released on home electronic monitoring. You are...
Wow. Yep. Never trust a woman named Erin. Yep. Yeah, I'm telling you, Candace, Erin, and Heather. Those. I'm guaranteeing you, those are their names.
After 28 days, TF was only allowed out of his home to mow his lawn, the lawsuit contends. During the case, TF was told by school officials he could not play baseball because every time he was wearing a Seneca Valley jersey, he was representing a school.
Oh. When I was in middle school, these girls tried to say that about me, and my parents threatened them with police action, and then they lied. Or then they admitted they lied. It's amazing what a little pushing from the law will do. Yep. I know it's not the same thing, but what if they had planted drugs on him? Yeah, that's... Think of the consequences. Yeah, this is almost worse. Oh, either Crystal or Krista. Oh, I didn't think of that, Pincalo. You know what? Maybe. No, honestly, Alex, I think sexual, like, even if they're not straight up rape allegations, especially if this poor kid's been charged and convicted, they stay with you a lot longer than drug offenses. You can get those you can get those expunged and removed. It's a lot harder to get sexual assault stuff taken away. Even if it has come out that the accusers were lying. The consequences for the girls. I don't know. I don't know if these girls are gonna get I don't know if these girls would get in trouble even if they did that. I really don't, because money talks, unfortunately.
According to the lawsuit, the criminal complaints against the boy began to unravel in May when 3 of the witnesses admitted they had lied. You are currently on August 30th. Goldinger's office sought an order dismissing all charges against TF filed for the March allegation because of the false reports. According to court documents, on September 10th, the charges in connection with the 2017 swimming pool incident were ordered closed. According to the lawsuit, you are 12.SFN on the Butler County District Attorney's Office promised to file a petition to expunge the record of TF in September, but has not yet done so, providing further evidence of gender-based discrimination. The district attorney has refused to file criminal charges against KS, Viegas, CS, ES, and HR due to gender-based discrimination, the lawsuit states.
Wow. I hope that's not true. I hope that the petition does get filed. I hate this. I hate to think what the rumor mill at the school turned out about him. You just know that what the students said about him was worse than it was. Yep. Absolutely. The rumor mill in school is fucking brutal.
The lawsuit claims school officials have repeatedly refused to mark the academic records of the girls who lied about the assaults. TF has had psychological trauma because of all this. He's had to see a psychologist to deal with the physical symptoms which are the direct result of being accused of something when he did not do anything wrong, Fishman said.
Of course. That takes a huge toll on you.
Paul Purse is a Tribune Review staff writer. You can
Okay, so that's the end of the article. Of course he's got psychological trauma. I really hope this lawsuit goes through to the courts, and I hope that they win, and I really hope that the parents of this poor boy decide to press charges. I hope that they bug the fuck out of the police and the district attorney's office and harass them until they press charges on these girls. Fun story. I was arrested for kidnapping once. My girlfriend's mom lied about her age and said that we crossed state lines. Oh, Jesus, straight cis male. Fuck. That's insane. I am really sorry that happened to you. That is ridiculously insane. Holy fuck. Yeah. On that note, does anyone have any questions or comments for me while we wind down the stream? We're gonna go till 11:15, I think. And I've got 11. What time is it right now? I have 11:09, so we'll go till 11:15, and then we'll end. Did you at least get laid by her for your troubles? Oh, God. Yes, Gunfox, I did, and I'm still with that same woman after 19 years. Way to go, straight cis male. Congrats, dude. I'm sorry her mother is so batshit crazy. Do I like listening to true crime podcasts? I actually haven't listened to any true crime podcasts. Perhaps that is something I should look into. I used to watch a lot of the investigation Discovery stuff, as South Park would call it, investigative murder porn. Um, but we don't have cable anymore. We just have Netflix and stuff. But yeah, no, I maybe I should look into those. What else? What else? What else? What else? Um, Remember to like and share the stream, guys. That helps a lot. I'm so glad you guys come and watch this every day. It's so awesome. I thank you guys so much for. I highly recommend Sword and Scale. They use as much evidence as possible and audio from crimes. Oh, Serial season 1 was amazing. I'll check those out. Thank you. Thank you for that suggestion. And I've rearranged the links in the description. So Streamlabs is now first, Patreon is second, and Twitter is third. Just to make it a bit easier for everybody. Let's see. If anyone finds any stories today that they want me to cover for tomorrow, please send them to #BlindPressReads or to the News for the Coffee Stream channel on Discord. We've still got a whole bunch in there from Gunfox that we can cover tomorrow. Yes, I did hear Andy Worski's meltdown on Fillier's stream yesterday, Nico. And, you know, from somebody who would have really liked to get into linguistics and stuff like that, and who always listens to the way people talk. Blind press, mwahaha, I'll find more. It's very interesting to listen to Andy when he tells people that they're lying, especially when they're not lying. Like, when he says somebody's lying and they are lying, he will come out with examples. Like, I've listened to him do that. When he says that people are lying that aren't lying, his stutter comes back, like, big time. And he throws in little he'll throw in da 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 or blah 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 or and whatevers into the middle of his sentence. And it's a very interesting tell if you pay really close attention. When he's going off what other people tell him about somebody, he can't remember what he's supposed to say. He's just starving for content. I noticed he mixes up conversations minutes after they happen. I just feel so bad for Failure. Yeah, you know what? Failure is like, and I haven't talked with the guy like on stream or anything like that, but Failure is really a good guy. Like, when the last Star Trek stream that he was doing, he was gonna let me on and talk with him and Aiden Paladin and like a whole bunch of other really big names. I had barely any content on my channel. He didn't know who the fuck I was. But the only reason that didn't happen was because my Discord was fucking up. But he was willing to give some nobody a fucking chance. Failure's a sweet boy. Yeah, Churchy, he really is. And it's like whenever people shit on him, they're shitting on him for shit that somebody else has said. And it's not even wrong shit that somebody else has said. It's just shit that someone disagrees with. And they go and they yell at Failure about it. And it's like, honestly, it's like kicking a fucking puppy. Like, why would you want to do that? He's helpful. Like, look what he did for Ralph, for the Ralph retort. He gave them the Church of Failure to use. Dude, that would have been awesome sauce. It would have. It would have been awesome sauce. And the fact that he wanted, that he was willing to let me come on and talk with them. The only time I got mad at Failure was the Yeah Boy Vamp comment he made on Andy's stream, but I forgave him for that months ago. Yeah. Like, I really, really like Failure. Like, he's come into the chat in here a couple of times. And would I like to stream with Failure? Fuck yeah. Failure would be awesome to stream with. So would Vamp. I would love to stream with Failure or Vamp or Tonka. But I'm a tiny little channel, so I don't expect that to happen. I just think it would be cool. Um, but yeah, it was really, really weird. Well, not weird to see Andy spurging out, but it was just sad to see Failure just like, ugh, again. Like, I hope someday you get the chance. Yeah, it would be really fun. Failures like me, we are our own worst enemies. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I'm my own worst enemy myself. Yeah, that comment was a bit low considering how attractive Vamp is. Yeah, I think that was just in the heat of Failure and Vamp don't like me because I got into a giant argument with Tonka. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. I don't know. I just find it very interesting um, when you listen to people who accuse people of lying based on hearsay, and you can tell it's based on hearsay because they can't remember their arguments. I get into trouble at work a lot of times because I just get too brutal when I'm just saying what I'm thinking. Yeah, my grandfather's like that. Failure's a good boy. You can pick on him too much, and Andy's a fucking retard. Um, and Sith, that's unlikely. It's probably not it's something you didn't do unless you linked it to them directly. Oh, okay, Pincalo says. That's what Pincalo says. Fair enough, Pincalo. Well, apparently we're going to 11:20. 12 years in the military really does teach you some bad habits. I don't doubt it. I'm sure that there's some things that you're like, fuck, that's not something I need to do in civilian life. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'd be able to read chat if I had Kumite numbers. My phone would be like blah 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 blah. Well, guys, I'm glad you had fun. I had lots of fun. I always do. I hope everyone has a great day. So I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see everyone back here tomorrow for another coffee stream. Can't believe we'll be at 20 of them so already tomorrow. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. Like and share the stream, pass it around, and oh no, Aries C just got here. Someone missed the 10 a.m. notification. Yep, that sucks. But yeah, like and share the stream, guys. It helps so much when you guys do that. And I will talk to everyone tomorrow. And have a great day. Stay safe, everyone.